As you can see, there is still some work to do in this stadium. We are still missing 27,000 seats, so it has to be installed, and it should be before, let's say, the end of the first week of May. We still have to make sure that the pitch, which is a nice pitch but needs some time to be stronger, is protected and benefits from all what we can in order to make sure that, again, this pitch can be ready to use. There will be one test match here in Curitiba. It will be on the 14th of May. Nothing which is important from the A to the Z can be missed if it is something we, and when I'm talking we, it's all of us, we will be using during the World Cup. And for the time being, I think that we are running against time, and we don't have much time left. That's why this meeting today was important, to fix the date and to agree that the game of the 14th of May is the deadline.
Yeah, that's it. He has put it exactly the way it is. Race against time. That game on the 14th of May, that's official, is the deadline. The stadium should be ready on that date, because less than a month after the World Cup
30 days
should begin, and those facilities should be under immense pressure. Crowd, the fans, and everything. So that's the deadline, and we hope that it will stay that way, because Nigeria is involved, and we'll be playing one of our games at that venue. Let's step down very quickly and talk about the Flying Eagles. Let me just quickly run through the story of the Flying Eagles. Nigeria's Flying Eagles have been under a lot of work. Manu Garba has got off the ground running. Is it the ground running? Preparing this team for the African Youth Championship qualifier, and we'll be up against the winner of the preliminary round between Tanzania and Kenya. First leg of that game ended goalless, so there's everything to play for. But today, the Flying Eagles defeated Abuja Football College 3-0 in a test match played at the FIFA Goal Project in Abuja. Manu Garba said there's still room for improvement, especially in the team's attack. According to him, his attack is not mobile enough, although they scored 3 goals. The mobility fell short of his own expectation, and he believes that in the days ahead, they should do a lot more to convert their chances. According to Manu Garba, the midfield, the defense did well, but there was a momentary loss of concentration in the defense very late in the game that almost resulted in the Football College getting a goal. But the most important thing for us is that these boys are playing games. They've gone abroad, and at home, they are playing friendly games, and they should just be ready for the African Youth Championship qualifier when it gets, when we know who we are playing and when that game eventually gets underway. All right, so we wish Manu Garba and his boys all the best of luck. From under 20, let's step down very quickly as well and talk about the Golden Eaglets. All right, the Golden Eaglets. They are playing a tournament in Togo. We talked about it. It's the WAFU Under-17 tournament in Togo, also called the President's Cup. And for Nigeria, playing in Group B alongside Mali, because only 2 teams are in that group, both teams automatically have qualified for the semifinals. The Eaglets played their first game against Mali. The other day, they won by 2-0. Today, it was the same result. Nigeria against Mali, 2-0 it ended. And the 2 goals came in the second half. Oji Okonkwo and Kehinde Ayinde were the scorers for the Golden Eaglets. So good news for the Golden Eaglets. 2 games against Mali, 4 goals, 4. No goal considered. The boys are looking ready to do what the last set of Golden Eaglets did, conquer Africa, although they finished second, and then go on to the world to become world champions. We will tell you more about the Under-17 team tomorrow when we have an idea of who they will be playing in the semifinals of the WAFU Under-17 tournament called the President's Cup. All right, let's move on from Under-17 now. Sisi, let's come to our girls. Our girls are also getting ready. Yes. What's going on in the camp of the girls? Mandate, World Cup ticket. The coach is assuring everybody they will get the World Cup ticket. What can you tell us?
It's not just for him getting the World Cup ticket, which once you finish in the semi-finals, definitely you get it. But Director General of National Sports Commission, Gbenga Elegbile, has come up to say that, look, not just the World Cup ticket you're getting, you just go ahead and conquer Africa. The way they couldn't do it at Equatorial Guinea. Remember how they lost Cameroon even in the 3rd place
the
match.
Worst performance ever, finishing in 4th place.
So that is the reason almost everyone is coming to camp. He was in their camp this evening telling them, look,
the DJ National Sports Commission?
National Sports Commission, okay. He was with them.
Encouraging the guests, showing that it's not just always there to visit the boys.
Of course. He actually went to visit the boys, the under 15 that are currently camped in Abuja. Of course, from there, he just had to take a stroll and went to where they were actually training at the FIFA Go Project B. So he went there and he told them, look, not just getting some tickets for the World Cup, also go ahead and conquer Africa, that they can give them all the support that they want. And that's exactly what Edwin Okon has been clamoring for. More support for them, more friendlies for them. Like tomorrow by 3 p.m., they will be playing the under 15 boys. You know, they've been losing against the boys anyway, but they play
Because
better.
they are not women's team to play against.
Yes, that's
they are
the
the
thing.
best
They are the
women team
best.
that you can find. So
That's
it's better for them to
problem.
test their might against the boys.
So they will check their strength, the speed, the skills,
But
and all that. When
they are improving against the boys. Their first
least-
game against the boys was it not 6-0 or 7-0?
6.
This one that they played the last time was 3-1.
Just 3-1.
It's getting better.
Yeah, at least they were able to score. Maybe against the under 15 boys, younger boys, then maybe they can at least win that one. And if they're able to win that one against the boys, I think that will be a step forward for them. But they're really preparing hard. And of course, almost all the players definitely, they usually return to camp. Because we know the last time we said, the coach said he wasn't going to allow some of them to go. But Rivers Rangers, most of their players are there. So they didn't have a choice than to actually release some of them to actually go and play. And of course, the coach of the Rivers Rangers actually complained that, look, some of the girls that came were, fatigued, tired, and all that because of the kind of
they couldn't give their
strenuous
best.
training they undergo. So they're really training hard, and of course preparing for that game they will play against She Amavubi of Rwanda, for the qualifiers, and of course getting to Namibia later this year. Just go there and conquer Africa, and from there move to the world.
See, there's this issue I want you to clarify. Edwin Okon has been accused of releasing only Rivers Angels players. And, to strengthen Rivers Angels against other teams. How true is this?
If you check it, normally when you're in a particular position, sometimes you just won't take advantage of it. But that aside, now if you check the Super Falcons, how many players from Rivers Angels? Practically about 6-7 players usually represent the national team from Rivers Angels. So if you can't release, not just all of them, but some of them, he had to release them because he knows that if it doesn't, how many players are going to go on the pitch? You need
There's a rule.
you
There's
need
a
so
rule
many
that when
players.
you have more than 5 national team players, your game can be moved. But
It doesn't, if you check the women, I'm afraid to say this, but it's like the women's league is not as organized as you have. That's the problem. So if you check, just check this weekend, Delta Queens didn't travel to Adamawa. They missed that. It was a walkover. But in LMC, I mean, in the career, but he wouldn't allow that. It doesn't happen like that. So I think that is really the difference. That's something they need to come up with. Make the law, not just on paper, try to enact it and try how you can ensure that it is really followed. I think if they're able to do that,
anyway,
they won't take advantage of
point
that.
also should be taken very seriously. And I think you can address Edwin Okon. We can allow you to speak to Edwin Okon now. That Edwin Okon, Oye says only Rivers Angels players are allowed to leave camp to go and play.
Some other players will also
those
release.
who must come to equity, must come with
No.
So if you are not
Even
releasing,
Angels,
yes.
some of their players will also release. So it's not just only Rivers Angels.
Okay, all right.
It's just because
Maybe
they have so many
after-
players. They have
after-
so
after
many
the other
players
teams
in camp. That's why
complain.
it was obvious. That's why it was really obvious because they have most of their players there.
Okay, Sisi, help us keep our eyes on it
Okay.
as well. Monitor it for us, and of course, Edwin Okon. I mean, you are the national coach now. So if you are releasing Rivers Angels girls, release all the other girls to go and play. At the end of the day, Rivers Angels are able to get the result at home and
They are
away
yet
from
to
home.
lose.
They are yet to lose a game, and the other teams are not able to use their national team players. Anyway, we'll keep our eyes on it, and we hope that this is sorted out going forward. Sisi, very quickly, run
the
through for
fixtures
us.
for-
What are the fixtures for this weekend?
We have Edo Queens and Bayelsa Queens. Of course, both of them losing by a lone goal, and they will definitely want to get a result out of this. For Edo Queens, still at the bottom of the table, 12th position, not a good one for them. For Bayelsa, 10th position. So both of them, they want to slug it out and see how they can get something out of that result. Delta Queens and Osun Babes. Delta Queens should be fresh because they didn't go to Adamawa, so they'll have all to play for against Osun
They were
Babes.
walked over, but
And
that's
Osun
an
Babes-
issue. It's a controversial
Yes,
issue. They
it's
are
really
claiming security reasons,
reasons.
and the league board is saying he should have gone
He
to
should
play.
have gone to play. I think most teams from this part of the world wouldn't want to go over there because of what is happening. Taraba Queens and, of course, Adamawa Queens will also be in action. Confluence Queens and Sunshine Queens will be in action. They have Ibom Angels and Nasarawa Amazons. Ibom Angels actually lost 3-1 to Rivers Angels. So they want to bounce back, of course, see how they can reclaim that position they were once at. For like 3 weeks. They're actually at the top of the table. But right now, they are third on the log. Pelican Stars and Rivers Angels.
That's a big game.
That is a big one. Rivers Angels yet to lose a game. Pelican Stars, their unbeaten run was actually snatched 2 weeks ago. So, of course, they really want to see how that
by
is
the
it.
Confluence Queens.
The Confluence Queens. They
Very
really
quickly,
want to see
Sisi,
how...
what is it like at the top? What is it like at the bottom?
You have Rivers Angels, you know, with after 8 games played, 18th on the log, yet to lose a game this season. Just 3 draws they've had so far. For Pelican Stars, second on the table, 16 points, of course, winning all their 5 matches, 1 draw and a loss. For Ibom Angels, they're third after 8 games, 13 points, and of course, 3 losses and 1 draw. Sunshine Queens are 4th position after 8 games, 12 points. Oshun Babes followed by them 5th. And of course, looking at the bottom, you have a Bayelsa Queens, Adamawa Queens, and of course, Edo Queens. For Confluence Queens, 6th position, which is really a great one for them.
All right, so that's a quick review, update for you around the women's game, what is going on with the leagues and all of that. Sisi, next week, we will want you to also tell us about the Pro League. For a long time, we've
What's
not heard
happening?
anything about the Pro League.
Yeah,
What's going on? Is it on hold? What is going on with the Pro League?
Okay.
So
Which
we'll
is
expect a detailed report from you next week on the Pro League. What you've seen now is the Premier League. It's like the Premier League, and the Pro League is like the National League. So we would like to hear more about the Pro League next week as well. Thank you, Sisi. But please take advantage of what you have on your screen. Let's make this show as interactive as possible. We would like to hear from you. A lot of your comments already on set, but please, we would like to hear from you on Facebook, on Twitter. Talk to us. What's going on? What do you feel about the World Cup, the build-up, the Flying Eagles, the Golden Eaglets, the Super Falcons, the Women's League, all that we've talked about on the show? Let's hear from you. We will read your comments. We will read your opinion as you give them real time on the show. Okay? So that's it. Sisi, thank you for your time. Oh yeah, I must also say a very big thank you to you
Thank you
as
very
well for your time on Sports Tonight.